Which country has first ever introduced AI powered foreign ministry spokesperson? Is it Afghanistan, China, Palestine, or Ukraine? It is Ukraine. Ukraine has introduced first ever, first of its kind digital AI spokesperson for foreign ministry, and the name of AI is called Victoria She. It is the first ever any country has introduced such kind of foreign ministry or any kind of ministry spokesperson which is AI powered. Victoria she will read out statements written by officials of foreign ministry. So she basically act as an anchor where she will present the statements as humanized as possible. And according to recent video released, it is seen that she acts exactly like humans with appropriate hand movements, head movements, and voice modulation. Everything resembles as human. Victoria She has been inspired from famous singer of Ukraine, and she will be acting as new AI spokesperson, which is first ever in any kind of such appointment in whole world. Ukraine is a East European country. Its capital is Kyiv and currency is called Hryvnia. Please remember this, it is very important. Currency of Ukraine is called Hryvnia and it is written as HRYVNIA. Hello guys, my name is Saurabh Tripathi and welcome to the Current Affairs Interceptor YouTube channel. Today is 9th May and we are learning current affairs for your exam preparation. As we have discussed the first question, let's move to further important questions. Vladimir Putin has taken oath as a president of Russian Federation. So you have to tell which term it is, 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th. It is 5th term as a president of Russian Federation by Vladimir Putin. Let's have a quick look about Vladimir Putin's history. He was PM from 1999 to 2000, later became president, then became PM and then became president since 2012 till now. Russia is a country in East Europe. Its capital is Moscow and its largest city. Currency is ruble. Previous to being president, Vladimir Putin was working in intelligence service known as FSB. It is a Russian intelligence service, and after that he became politician and became PM in 1999. Due to various political scenarios, he was PM, then president, then PM, then president, and it is his 5th term as president of Russian Federation. Prior to 1991, Russia was part of Soviet Union and it was known as USSR, which also means Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR. And during those times, it was at pinnacle of technology, economy, sports, and every field. It was a leader in those domains. The Soviet Union first artificial satellite was called Sputnik 1 in 1957. First human space flight by Yuri Gagarin in 1961 and sent the first woman Valentina Tereshkova into space and conducted the first spacewalk by Alexei Leonov. Soviet Union existed from 1922 to 1991 and it was comprised of multiple nations such as Russia, Ukraine, Belarus and others. And in 1991 it was disintegrated due to various reasons. So Vladimir Putin has taken oath as 5th president of Russian Federation, who has been awarded with Take Gold Award in 2024. Purnima Devi, Sunita Singh, Sucheta Singh or Kailash Kumar. It is Purnima Devi. Let's discuss about it. Dr. Purnima Devi Burman, it's her full name, from India, receives the 2024 Whitley Gold Award from the Whitley Fund for Nature, WFN. It was given for her work to save the greater adjutant stork, also known as Hargila. Adjutant stork is a bird and locally also known as Hargila. It has 2/3 of population in Assam state of India and it is going extinct in this region as most of the population is located in Assam and neighboring states. According to International Union of Conservation of Nature, IUCN, this is a bird, it is going extinct, and Purnima Devi Varman has worked for decades, for many years, to convince local populations to spread awareness about its extinction, and for that work she has been awarded as Whitley Gold Award for Whitley Fund for Nature. This award is also known as Green Oscars, and please don't confuse, it is a very important, please pay attention to it. Alok Shukla has won Goldman Prize 2024 and it is also known as Green Nobel. So Goldman Prize is called Green Nobel, and it was given to Alok Shukla, and Dr. Purnima Devi Burman was given Green Oscar, or also known as Whitley Gold Award. Alok Shukla has worked at grassroots levels to prevent deforestation, to prevent coal mining at dense forests. Additionally, he also worked with local tribal populations for upliftment of tribal community. NASA's Artemis 2 mission will take how many astronauts to the moon? 1, 2, 3 or 4? It is 4 astronauts. What is Artemis 2 mission, or what is Artemis mission? NASA's Artemis program is to take humans back to the moon. As we know, Apollo was first who took the men to moon, and this is the second attempt to take back humankind to the moon again. Lunar Gateway will be space station orbiting the moon. So NASA aims to plant, suppose this is a moon and suppose this is Earth. We have International Space Station orbiting around Earth. We will be making another space station known as Lunar Gateway, and it will orbit moon. Artemis has 3 missions. Artemis 1, it is a uncrewed test flight mission, and it has already been launched in 2022. Second, Artemis 2 mission will be fly-by flight, and it has been delayed till November 2024. What is flyby? Suppose this is a moon, and this aircraft will flow just nearby it, but it will not land on the moon. It will assess the readiness, the site to be landing, and various other technical parameters. Artemis 3, it will be crew landing, and it will take place in 2026. Orion spacecraft that will take human to moon by NASA's Artemis 3 mission. So there will be 4 astronauts in this mission. According to Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, CMFRI, rapid coral bleaching is taking place near Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Maldives, Lakshadweep or Sri Lanka. It is Lakshadweep. So lots of coral bleaching is taking place at Lakshadweep, and let's have a brief understanding about what is coral reef and what is coral bleaching. Coral reef is the underwater ecosystem, and coral reefs are often referred as rainforests of the sea because of high biodiversity in these regions. Coral bleaching occurs when the coral reefs lose their vibrant colors due to high temperatures, and it is called coral bleaching. And recently, Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute has conducted various research and found out that lots of coral bleachings are taking place in Lakshadweep due to warming up ocean. Ocean warming can be attributed to various factors such as climate change, global temperature rise, greenhouse gas emissions, and various industrial activities. Tactic AI, which can use generative AI to predict shots in football, has been developed by DeepMind, IBM, Watson, or OpenAI. It has been developed by DeepMind. DeepMind, it is a part of Google. It basically works on artificial intelligence and machine learning, robotics departments, and recently it has done something very, very interesting. It will assist football coaches in making strategic decisions. It can track player data to predict the outcomes of plays and suggest tactical adjustment to increase the likelihood of desired outcome such as goal. It assesses the player and predict the likely movement, and gives various suggestions to the players, to coaches, so that they can make better decisions in securing goal in football. In which country 9th edition of ICC Women's T20 World Cup will take place? Australia, South Africa, New Zealand or Bangladesh? It is Bangladesh. Bangladesh will hold 9th edition of ICC Women's T20 World Cup, and it will be held from 3rd October to 20th October this year. Australia's defending champion, means Australia was the last time champion of 8th edition, and it will defend its championship. ICC Men T20 World Cup will also be held in US and West Indies in June. Total 20 teams will participate in ICC Men's T20 World Cup, which will be held in US and West Indies. And in Women T20 World Cup, which will be held in Bangladesh in October, there will be 10 teams participating in it. Which country has won 2024 Thomas and Uber Cup 2024? United States, Brazil, China or Japan? So it is China. China has won Thomas and Uber Cup 2024. It is the biennial badminton championship. Biennial means once in 2 years. When something is held once in 2 years, it is called biennial, and it was held in Chengdu, city of China. So China has won Thomas and Uber Cup 2024. Indian Air Force has used Bombi bucket operation recently in which state? Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh or so it was. Please read this as Tamil Nadu. Indian Air Force has used Bombi bucket operation recently in Uttarakhand. Bombi bucket is a helicopter bucket which can carry water, hanging bucket and can power water on fire area. As we know, there is a fire in Uttarakhand, there is a wildfire, forest fire in Uttarakhand, and Indian Air Force is working day and night to control this forest fire. It is using Bombi bucket to take control on fires. Bombi bucket is essentially a lightweight collapsible container that can be suspended from a helicopter. The bucket is filled with water from a nearby lake, river or other sources. So suppose this is a helicopter and this is the Bombi bucket. Here bucket is placed. Helicopter will go and it will land at some ocean or near lake. It will take water and then helicopter will go to the fire area and drop this water on that region. So it is in Uttarakhand. Who has been appointed as UNICEF India ambassador? Kareena Kapoor, Karishma Kapoor, Shah Rukh Khan or Chetan Bhagat? It is Kareena Kapoor. Kareena Kapoor has been appointed as UNICEF India ambassador. So UNICEF stands as United Nations Children Fund. It was established in 1946 and it is headquartered in New York City, United States of America. The purpose is to provide healthcare, education, nutrition and various other benefits to children all around the world. And in India, UNICEF appointed ambassador to Kareena Kapoor. ISRO's most advanced rocket will be used for human spaceflight named as PSLV, SSLV, GSLV Mk3 or HLVM3. It will be HLVM3. It is same as GSLV Mk3 but further optimizations for humans. So basically it is a geosynchronous launch vehicle and it will be optimized for humans and it is called HLVM3. It has safety systems in place for humans. It is human rated launch vehicle. That is why it is called HLVM3. It has crew escape systems and various safety enhancement so that crew can safely conclude space journey. So once again, ISRO's most advanced rocket will be used for human space flight named as HLVM3. 26th ASEAN India Senior Officials Meeting AISOM was held in Kolkata, Pune, Mumbai or Delhi. It was held in Delhi. So let's have a look about what is ASEAN. ASEAN stands as Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It is headquartered in Jakarta, Indonesia and motto is One Vision, One Identity and One Community. It was established in 1967 under Bangkok Declaration. Please remember this, very important. Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand are the founding nations of this ASEAN under the Bangkok Declaration, and at present these are the 10 countries which are part of ASEAN. Names as Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar and Cambodia. Once again, ASEAN is a 10 nations political and economic partnership and it is headquartered in Jakarta, Indonesia. Which country has passed bill to send asylum seekers to Rwanda? United States, Canada, Germany or United Kingdom? It is United Kingdom. United Kingdom is seeing lots of asylum seekers from various countries and recently it has passed a bill which is often seen as controversial bill which allows transport, which allows deportation or sending back of illegal immigrants back to Rwanda, which is an African country. Rwanda is a landlocked country in Central Africa. Its capital is called Kigali. We will be discussing about it because it has very important thing. Currencies Rwandan franc and UK has reached a deal with Rwanda in April 2024 to take back asylums even if it is not from Rwanda country to address the issues of undocumented migration and rising anti-immigrant settlement because those natives of Britain are opposing the immigrants. They don't want further more immigrants. So to address those challenges, additionally undocumented migration has resulted. So to tackle these challenges, UK is sending back to another country named Rwanda, which is African country, according to April 2022 deal. And asylum seekers who made unauthorized journeys in January 1, 2022 can be sent to Rwanda. So as we discuss about what is Kigali, Kigali is the capital of Rwanda, and there has been a very important agreement, the Kigali Agreement. It was reached in 2016 to amend the Montreal Protocol to phase down production and use of hydrofluorocarbon HFCs. HFCs are potent greenhouse gases used in refrigeration and air conditioning. HFCs contribute to global warming by trapping heat in Earth's atmosphere. So earlier, chlorofluorocarbon were used in refrigeration and air conditioners, the ozone layer, which was dangerous for ozone layer. So later it was modified, that it was decided that let's use HFCs, which is hydrofluorocarbons. But there was a problem, because using HFCs, scientists have noticed that it traps the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Suppose if there is a hydrofluorocarbon, what it will do? Suppose this is sun and it is sending its rays to earth. When heat comes, it stays there, and part of the heat gets reflected back or gets outside. But when we use HFCs, the heat which comes from the sun stays here and gets trapped in Earth's atmosphere. So it makes Earth's atmosphere very, very warm. And this warming has led to the glacier melting. Glacier melting has led to a global sea rise, which has threatened the global cities. Tiangong project has been launched by China, and what is it about? Mini space station, artificial sun, satellite for cell phones, communications, or EV or electronic vehicle navigation system. Satellites for cell phone communications. So in 2008, there was a massive earthquake in China, and it led to thinking of developing something which can work during the crisis, earthquakes, or various natural calamities. And to overcome those challenges, China has launched satellites, to enable satellites so that people can make phone calls and text in case of emergency, such as in case of earthquakes, tsunami, or various natural calamities. It started this project in 2008 after earthquake in China and can be used in remote areas. So these were today's current affairs. If you have any doubt or any feedback, please let me know in comment section. I will answer your doubt. I will take your feedback into account and make changes. Please keep learning every day. Keep improving every day. Do not get demotivated. Do not get deviated. Current affairs is all about learning on a daily basis. Try to make it interesting in your own manner. After doing this lecture, try to recall these current affairs. Try to use this in your MCQs. Try to practice as much as question as possible, because it is not about learning. It is all about recalling. Once you learn from here, go to questions. Try to recall what it can be, what can you can remember it, and when you do it on a daily basis, you will notice that your memory power is increasing and your recalling power is also increasing on a day by day basis. Please keep doing your best on a daily basis. Stay disciplined, stay motivated, have faith in your abilities, have faith in your preparation, and more importantly, have faith in higher power. Also, please, if you enjoyed this session, please like and subscribe to this channel. You will get timely videos. These were today's current affairs, which are of 9th May. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day.